That's the one.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Kia ora team, and welcome back to Big Boys Boxing. So yesterday, just before I did my live stream, I had a look through the BoxRec schedule and saw this fight. I was like, whoa, this looks pretty good. And I've done some more investigating and, oh man, it's real good. This, to me, is by far the best competitive fight over the weekend, particularly in the bigger weight classes. Of course, we've got Chocolatito v Estrada. That's going to be a good fight, but they're midgets, right? This is Big Boys Boxing. Anyways, this fight, wow, two unbeaten guys, two guys with a lot of power. Man, Brandon Glenton v David Light. This is going to be fire. It's going to be on ProBox TV. You can download the app on your phone. It's going to be easy to get hold of this fight, so don't miss it. It's going to be Saturday afternoon, New Zealand time, Friday night in the States, and Friday a little bit earlier in the UK. So get into it. Let's have a look at these fighters. So Brandon Glenton didn't start his boxing career early or anything. He has a amateur record of 9-9. And that was only over a 2-year period from 2014 to 2016. He turned pro in 2017 and now has a record of 17-0 with 14 KOs. He's 30 years old. He is 5'11" and has a 79-inch reach. Hasn't fought the highest level of competition. His last few fights were against a guy who was 22-7. The fight before that was the guy was 12-5 with 3 draws. The guy before that was 16-9 with 3 draws. And then I think it's the only unbeaten fighter on his record, Alatoba Apochi. He beat him over a split decision over 10 rounds. So that was interesting. I looked into this guy's record as well, and he's only had one more fight since, and he lost that by split decision as well. And those are about all that's worth mentioning. But I see a few American YouTube channels hyping this guy up. I have seen him fight. He's a very good inside fighter. If he gets inside on you, he can do some real damage. Obviously, by the 14 KOs he definitely has some power. He's apparently pretty durable as well, but for me that's hard to say against the level of opposition that he has been facing, but he certainly looks the part, and he is the heavy favorite in this fight. Now, David Light didn't start particularly early. I think he was 19. He started his amateur career in 2009 through to 2015. He has an amateur record of 26-15. His last amateur fight was against David Naoka. He got a technical knockout stoppage in the first round, and then he turned pro. He has been in the rings with the likes of Jai Opatara and a few other names you would recognize if you want to go and check it out. So he turned pro and now is sporting a record of 19-0 with 12 knockouts. In my opinion, he's faced slightly higher level of opposition than Brandon Glenton. He is 31 years of age. He is 6'1", no registered reach. Both guys are orthodox. A couple of names recently that he fought. He got a pretty easy win over Vikas Singh. I don't really know the dude, who was 11-3-1. The fight before that, he travelled over to America and took on Anthony Martinez, who at the time was 12-1. That one loss was early in his career, and he was building back up, and he was quite highly hyped. I think the bookies even had Martinez as a favourite in that fight, but David Light went in there and knocked this dude, sparked the fuck out in the first round. So he's on a bit of a high. A couple of other names: Mosi Aomatangi Some of you may know this guy. He went over to the UK on the Parker v Joshua undercard. He was supposed to be a curtain raiser tune-up fight for someone. Here it is, Morgan Jones, and he went in there and he knocked him out when he was behind on the cards, and into the last round he knocked this dude clean out. So Mosial Matangi isn't no joke. He's pretty damn durable. I've seen him fight a few times. He's only got the one loss on his record. Well, he's got two now since he lost to David Light, and he's got 2 draws as well. And a few other kind of domestic level fights for David Light. He fought a guy who was 12-7. Then the fight before that, the guy was 22-3. So yeah, that's about all worth mentioning with David Light. But since he turned pro, he's been training under Isaac Peach in the Peach Boxing Gym, and he's turned into a bit of a beast. He spars with heavyweights, other fighters that you may know, like Kiki Toalatali, who just fought Justice Huni. He spars with him. There's footage of him sparring with a 250-pound, 260-pound heavyweight on YouTube. He also spars with Jerome Pampalone, who's up on the rise. There's Andre Mikhailovich. There's a few really good fighters in that gym that he spars with. But David Light has turned into a bit of a beast, and he don't mess around. Anyways, into what I think might happen. I tell you what, this is going to be a good fight, despite what the odds might say. So let's have a look at the odds here. As you can see, this is Bet365, who I use a lot, and they have Brandon Glenton as a huge favourite at $1.28. How those odds work is, if you put $1 on and it wins, you get $1.28 back, 28 cents profit, right? They've got David Light at $3.50. So you put $1 on and he wins the fight, you get $3.50 back. 3.5 to 1 pretty much. The methods of victory here, they've got Brandon Glenton for the knockout at $1.72 and David Light for the knockout at $5.50. I think that's a decent bet on David Light. Even if you don't put much on it, you're still going to make 5.5 times the amount of money you put on it, right? And the decision win there, they've got Brandon Glenton at $4.32 or 33, and they've got David Light at $9.50. I tell you what, you put money on the decision, in my opinion, you're going to throw your money away in this fight. Someone's getting knocked the fuck out here, I tell you. And this is why I love this fight. Neither of these guys come to mess around. They're not showboating fighters. They put their head down and they get the job done. So, Brandon Glenton, being an inside fighter, he's really going to want to get to the inside, work David Light's body, land lots of hooks and uppercuts, use good defense once he gets inside. Now, David Light, he's not the fastest mover. He can move if he wants. He's got a very good 1-2. He's got very good power in his right hand and his left hook. But I don't think he wants to move too much in this fight and use too much energy. He wants to land on Glenton as he's trying to get inside and make Glenton respect him and deter him from trying to get inside as often. He may end up trying to get Glenton to get in, throw punches and get out. But David Light has really good power, so if he does catch Glenton on the way in, it's quite possible we could see an early knockout in this fight. I don't think if Glenton's going to get the knockout that it'll be early, because David Light is actually very durable. He's very well conditioned. He will have to wear down David Light, and to do that he will have to get on the inside work and get out. I suspect if Glenton does get inside, we're going to see David Light try and tie him up, push him down a lot. He's the taller, longer fighter, so it would make sense for him to do that. But like I said, this fight ain't going the distance. Now, it's not a heavyweight fight. I haven't mentioned that. It is a cruiserweight fight, and it's going to be over 10 rounds. There's going to be 2 regional belts on the line. The WBO Global Cruiserweight title and the WBO International Cruiserweight title. It hasn't been announced as yet, but I imagine this is going to be a eliminator of some sort for the WBO title, which Lawrence Okoli holds. But of course, it won't be a final eliminator because neither of these guys are ranked high enough. David Light is ranked number 6 with the WBO, and Brandon Glenton is number 7. He's actually just jumped up 3 places. Last week he was ranked 10th. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's a very good fight. Like I say, it's going to be on ProBox. You can get the app on your phone. I haven't looked into it. You probably get it on the computer as well. You can sign up. It's really cheap. It's like $3 or $4 New Zealand a month. Cheaper than DAZN. It's a new app. It's founded by Paulie Malignaggi, Roy Jones Jr. and Antonio Tsava. I've watched a few fights on that platform before. It's not too bad. I enjoy it. So there is another option there if you're willing to sign up for another platform. I think this fight, honestly, is a legit 50-50 fight. I said earlier in the video that a lot of Americans are hyping up Brandon Glenton, and I honestly think they don't know much about David Light. They certainly talk about him like he deserves a little respect, but most of them admit straight away don't really know too much about David Light. So I'm sure the matchmakers who made this fight do know something about it, and it's going to be the headline event for the show. It's going to be a goodie, man. Don't miss it. Brandon Glenton v David Light. Saturday afternoon, New Zealand time. Get into it. So that's my thoughts. I'll be backing the Kiwi boy, even though it's a 50-50 fight. And if I'm going to put money on it, I'm definitely going to be putting a little bit of money on David Light for the KO victory at $5.50. So if I put $5 on it, I'll be getting over $25 for it, you know. That's it from me today. Hope you enjoy. Let us know your prediction in the comments below. Love to get some conversation going about this and spread the word. This is the best fight this weekend for the bigger weight divisions. By leaps and bounds. Get it out there. Share the video. Hit the like. Subscribe. And hit that bell notification icon for future content. I'll catch you next time. I'm Jono from Big Boys Boxing. And I'm out. So